the time.
Forever? Tangent. Old.
Halt.
Hashtag always MGM.
You are approaching the unloading area.
Calm down. AK haters.
But what if it could?
Behold, the
Disney
majesty of the
breeze.
Sistine Ceiling.
For the kids.
A salute to all theme parks, but mostly Walt Disney World.
What a cute ending.
Aloha and
Don't Dillo it.
This is Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And once 2025 hits, we would have done this podcast for nearly 7 years. And through those 7 years, we have used multiple devices to record this podcast.
Uh-huh.
Our technology has never been good.
No. If I may, my technology recently acting up. I'm currently on Mr. Snidillo's computer because mine just doesn't like StreamYard anymore.
Mhm.
Yours, however, for 7 years, you've been like, you know what? I'm going to get a new computer and I'm going to do this.
No less than 4 devices have I done this podcast on,
Mhm.
and none of them are ever good.
Yeah, you are still
we are
a little
here.
delayed and glitchy, but we're going to roll
I know
with
I am. I can tell. That's why I'm pausing.
Jeffers pointing out nothing can be worse than his vacuum. So there's that.
Last week, Jeffers and Mrs. Jeffers were the guests. He may have well been in the Syracuse airport or in his living room with the engines revving up the way they were. It sounded like a vacuum. It was his 1998 computer.
Yeah.
I think it was an IBM.
Oh, Jeffers, yes, you are coming on again. And please let us know what your computer is when you get home. Thank you. Acer Spin. Wow.
Oh, that is a 1998 computer. Well, we are here for who knows how long. This could be the last recording of 2024 that we do, or forever at this point, if I don't throw this computer out the window. But after a very long reboot session I had prior to the recording.
Yeah, it's working out. It's okay.
Yeah, so last week we had Mr. and Mrs. Jeffers on. Mr. and Mrs. Jeffers were in Walt Disney World at the same time as our 2 guests here today. They pretty much had a Dillo's Diz meetup without us, which I think they can go ahead and do moving forward. It's fine. We're okay with it.
It's fine.
And Jeffers, it wasn't for the last time. You'll be on again in the spring. We know you're thinking about going in May. It's fine. You get an annual pass. You'll be back.
Jeffers, don't we have a whole new podcast segment for you starting in January 2025?
That's true.
Did we not announce that to you yet, Jeffers? We'll talk.
We should officially announce the Jeffers TPR Nate Hardy.
Oh yeah, that's right. The
segment.
Food reviews.
Yeah, the food reviews coming up. Starting, of course, with TPR and Jeffers Romantic, Sebastian's Bistro Experience, Under the Fireworks.
Funny.
But to Lewis and Val are here, a.k.a. Figments in Time. Val Pal Mickey on the X Twitter, Disney Pick-a-Day. They got all the handles and all the places. We should just bring them right in because who knows how long we'll be doing this recording.
You might be gone soon anyway, so I need someone to talk to.
Okay, here they are. It's Lewis and Val.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
Thank you. We're excited to be here.
Yes. How did it feel? First question. I'm just jumping right in. How did it feel to have a Dillo's meetup without us? You could be honest. It's fine. And what was said about us? Yeah, I'm just asking.
It was lonely and sad. We basically cried most of the time as we sat there in the cold. Tear islets just
Yeah.
running down our cheeks.
All right. Well,
Uh-huh.
Me
It was equal parts sad and a lot of fun. So because it was, not all of us, but it was fun to be with because we met up with Theme Park Rob and his wife, and so
Right.
that was good. It was
you
fun.
know, I do think now that within like 2 weeks, I had the pleasure of meeting up with Nate and Lexi.
Yes.
You all were in Florida. Frank, however, who normally gets to see everybody on one-off trips, he has not now seen anyone in quite some time. A month, maybe? How long has it been?
It's been some time. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine. I have a question before we get into the Disney trip for both Lewis and Val, I guess, but mostly for Lewis. Lewis, will you be seeing the Wicked movie just so Dr. Val can see it for a second time over the holidays? That's really what I want to know.
So we haven't even discussed that because we haven't seen Moana, and something's coming out there. Oh yeah, that's right.
Mufasa.
Mufasa's coming out, and our grandkid wants to see that one. So
Yeah.
But no, I hadn't even talked to him about it because I figure he won't go. He has an issue with the whole trope of making a villain into a hero. He doesn't appreciate that. And I can't get him to understand the amazingness of Wicked, which is just my favorite. I love Wicked so much. So.
And it's not that I don't like a dark, the Punisher or Mackie from The Shield. I like a good, you're not sure if they're going to be good or bad, but I don't like you taking an evil character and tell me why they're evil. I know that's probably what Mufasa's going to do. I haven't seen or heard, but I'm sure Scar's going to be the good guy. Mufasa made him mad or something. Stole his candy. Took his
Lynn will come in with the catchy songs to make you love him.
Can't he just be a jerk? I mean, Scar was just a jerk, right? That's it. He's trying to kill his brother. Oh, but it was okay because he, lost his candy as a child. It was sad. No, I actually will see it next year. I probably would like to see it together. I'm really kind of sad I didn't go see the play. When I was next door to a place showing it, but it was like $300. And if I want to see it for $300, I kind of want, the cast to come say hello to me or something.
Sure. And maybe a more cost-effective way to see Wicked might be in the movies.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just maybe.
That's just what I said. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't go with me. I saw it at the Nashville, the national touring in Nashville when they came to TPAC.
Yeah.
And so that was where I saw it the first time and fell in love with it. It was amazing and loved it. And so I followed it. I wanted to see Mary Kate play Alphabet. I mean, I had dreams of going to New York to see the cast, and I've never gotten to do it. But and I didn't think I would enjoy the movie because I couldn't imagine it being as amazing as the actual stage show.
Right.
And I was wrong. It was amazing.
Now, there are 3 of us on this screen who have seen the movie. Please raise your hand if you cried at the movie. Frank.
How could you not?
How could you not?
I mean, it's not that I didn't. I didn't cry, but there was tears. There was welling. There was water. I don't think they fell.
But you fought it
you welled.
I welled, and I welled mostly because I knew at how well the movie was going that they were actually going to stick the landing, and I was like, I couldn't believe that they were good. There was no way they were it's very rare. Criticism is both good and bad, right, Lewis? So criticism can also be good. And when had no doubt, based on how well the movie was going, that the last 10 minutes were going to be spectacular. And they did not disappoint. Now, people have their little things about it, but you're setting up for a second movie during that time as well.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the fact that they were able to still deliver the emotion that you saw on stage,
Mhm.
while also very well setting up the next movie, it's very fine filmmaking. So the fact they did all of that was really, really impressive. And immediately, like, I knew I was going to see it again. So that's
It was
rare.
just spectacular because that was what too. Because not only did I cry through several different parts, but that ending, when she goes up and starts the "if you,"
Yeah.
I felt it. Like, well, that's why I just said that. I'm not going to go, but I mean, like, it wasn't just that I was crying, but literally I felt it, just the whole emotional moment.
Yeah.
I was like on the edge of my seat, just like going, I was not expecting to feel that way from a movie. Like I just wasn't. So yeah, it was incredible. So I'm anxious to go back. I'm talking with the girls about going back. I hadn't talked with Lou because I figured he wouldn't.
Come on, Louis, you got to see it on the big screen. You got to do it.
Maybe even do it in 4DX where you can move in your. I have no desire to do that because I feel like I'll just be sick the whole time. But Louis, you should do it.
4DX would convince me more than.
Oh.
This.
All
There's
right.
a lot of movies I haven't seen recently. It's shocking. I haven't even seen the new Indiana Jones movie. We haven't watched that.
We've been, it's just been a weird year for us. So we kind of missed things here and there that we would not normally have ever missed. So
keep trying to talk her into the AMC pass. The $19 a month. You see more movies than you need to see.
True.
Yeah, make yourself go. Yeah. But Louis, I think you got to see it. I think it's one of those big screen experiences you need to do. I mean, if we all need to Venmo you $2, then we'll take it over to the Discord.
Not to get to the 300 theater ticket, but just for the movies. To be clear, just being clear on what the Venmo is.
For the movie. Maybe someone can Secret Santa you, Louis.
A movie ticket.
A ticket to
Secret Santa
for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I am not. We should note that I am not in the Secret Santa.
It makes me so sad because he gave me the best present ever last year. So, but two of the best.
I know, right?
Ever. Yeah, no, he was awesome. No.
Like I said in the chat, you should have put down new computer on your list, and that would have been,
Dr. Val, Louis threatened me in my office when he came to visit me at work. He said, "I don't want you in this Secret Santa anymore."
Oh, I don't believe that.
I did not. In fact, I was in the other direction.
No, as I was home crying because he got to go to your office. And
my only problem with you last year was that you outdid me. You like the present better than mine.
But then he got so angry about all of it that he was like, forget it, I'm out of this. And then, but this year I was still like, okay, it's up. Like, go, don't forget. And then like the day after, he's like, oh, I forgot to do it. I'm like, you're so annoying. But speaking of, because I think this might be a good time. I don't know why I think it might be a good time, but I feel like it might be a good time to say, I'll be taking my notes tonight about this recording on my new stationery that I received from my Secret Santa, who I feel like might be closer than we think. And also I have I should switch them out, my different glasses here, my new blue light mini glasses, mini things here. Also from my Secret Santa, I can wear both glasses. Maybe I could do both, like one on top of the other. Let's do both. I very much appreciate my Secret Santa, and I'm very thankful for these gifts, whoever it may be. That's all I'll say.
You're not old enough to wear two pairs of glasses yet.
One on your head.
Or the other person in the room.
Yeah, well, I do this, and I go, oh, where are they? And I can switch them. Yeah, I do. That was all. Just putting that
All
out
right.
there.
Well, thank you for joining us on this tangent, like we normally do, Lewis and Val. Let's get to your Disney trip.
Oh,
Disney.
I
All
know.
right. Well, let's start with
How?
where
Yeah.
you stayed, because that's what I
Okay.
feel like I don't know that.
We stayed at Saratoga Springs.
Mhm.
And so, which has become one of our more favorite resorts. We're DVC members. So we,
Mhm.
and Animal Kingdom is our home resort, Kidani. But we just it was one of those kind of crazy trying to find a spot this time, because sometimes with DVC, if you're not getting it early enough, it's hard to find. But we do, I mean, Saratoga, they've refurbed and then the rooms are really nice. And so we like it a lot.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big go-to for you guys.
Mhm. We like Saratoga, especially if we have the kids
Yeah.
with us, because the rooms are so much bigger,
Mhm.
since it's an older resort. And with the
Yeah.
refurb, though, they're really nice. So, and then the pools are a lot just more convenient at
Right.
Saratoga than at Animal Kingdom.
Mhm.
But as we mentioned, our oldest granddaughter she wants to be a vet. She loves to be with the animals. So we try to stay at Animal Kingdom with them a lot, but we've
Mhm.
gotten to where we do Saratoga sometimes because they just want to do pool. They want to have the pool and things easier. So
Yeah.
Although we did just discuss over the last couple of days how she doesn't want to be a vet anymore because of all the schooling. So she got poked a little bit at her for that. And I want to say, everybody who's like, it's too much school. I'd love to go back to school, right? And
Mhm.
just go to school for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Those are the best years.
Yeah, those are the best years. Lewis, what would you go back to school for? Let's tangent. What would you go back to school for right now? If you could go back right now, what would you go for?
Right now, I try to do photography and actually learn how these things work, because I'm terrible at that. I just point and
Big
push.
difference.
I point and click around. Well, no, if you take 1,000 pictures, at least one or two are going to be acceptable, right? And seeing what you want to take a picture is one thing, but there's like dials and knobs, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of time. And at Disney, I'm usually running around going.
he does take thousands of pictures. So
And you get home and there's like smudge, clear, smudge, clear, and you're like, okay, that's good enough.
Photography would be good. That would be perfect for
Mhm.
you. And also, it's never too late. So, maybe 2025 can be a new little fresh start.
Yeah, or math or something.
He tried that once. It didn't
I did
work.
try
Why
that.
is he thinking about doing that again?
That's
Yeah.
how I became a computer programmer. Now I write for a living for some reason.
Some reason. I think it's working out.
Mom needs another doctorate, so that's what she would do.
Oh, I would always go back to school for anything.
Yeah. Frank is putting in the chat, let's talk about the tower. Are we tangenting to the Poly Tower? Is that what you're referring to? Yes. All right. Have we seen the videos and the photos and the tours?
A little bit, yes.
Mhm. What do you guys think?
And
I saw one tour, and the one tour I saw didn't have a bed in the
Oh,
video.
okay.
So that's kind of interesting.
Mhm.
I'm assuming so. In some of the Riviera, right? They have these value rooms which are very small. And they're
Mhm.
made for two people. And I'm assuming maybe the room I saw was for two people. But it was
Mm.
nice. I mean, it looked nice enough, and the view was spectacular that they
Mhm.
showed. So
Val?
it's I struggle because it's a lot. I don't know. And also because the one thing about being a DVC member that you realize is that there are some places that you will probably never be able to stay because you will never be able to get into them.
Mhm.
And so, Poly for us is really hard to get into. Bay
Yeah.
Lake Towers is really hard to get into.
Yeah.
So I try not to think too much about them because I know that they'll, it's really hard to. We don't spend enough time. We always say this. We don't spend enough time in the rooms to really stress too much over them. But
Yeah.
I think they're pretty. I I feel like things aren't being themed as they have been in the past.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
sometimes I feel like things are very generic looking, but
But weren't they originally
but
that
we
way?
haven't seen them yet.
They've added more character into them in some respects, right?
Well, that's the thing
They're
about
more like the white kind of clean feel that people
Uh-oh.
these days.
Don't get Frank started on the
Sleek.
sleek.
Oh.
Yes,
When we stayed at Polly for the first time, we did when they had the monorail closed. It was the only way we got in is because the
Mhm.
monorail was closed and they were doing the refurb. And I had never really thought that much about staying at Polly. And I just remember walking into that room and it was just so unique and
Yeah.
the colors and the brightness and how large it was and just how you could tell like a lot of thought and effort had been put into it.
Mhm.
And I just immediately fell in love with the room. I was just amazed by it.
Yeah.
And I just don't know that. I mean, because like I said, even with us talking about Saratoga is nice and it's clean and it's good and it, the refurb is nice, but it's also it's just very plain. It's just
Mhm.
very, it's not a highly themed space. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know.
Frank,
It's
do you want
just,
to say your thoughts? Oh, he's frozen, so he will
oh
not be
no,
saying
I'm
his
so
thoughts.
sorry.
Frozen.
And he's gone. I I have a lot of like sounds to make about it, but I obviously the Poly is pretty top tier for us.
Right.
The favorite. I don't love the building itself just because I'm like, oh, look how big it is.
Yeah.
Now, I will also preface with, of course, they're going to add more rooms. Of course, they're going to do these things. Of course, they're going to
Mhm.
find ways to make more money. I get it. Okay.
Mhm.
But now I'll just say all my opinions about it. And I will say, Lewis, to your point, with the views are spectacular. That one like view, the one picture I saw where it's like a balcony with a bunch of chairs, probably outside that bar or restaurant or something. And there were just chairs. I'm like, ooh, you're almost getting me with that. But no, I will not.
Right back in.
Yeah. But I feel about, and I think, and I've said this before, I'm sure plenty of times, but I feel like with some of the resorts, how I do about IPs in the park sometimes, where, would I have loved Mary Poppins in the UK? Sure. But to me, the World Showcase is the theme. The countries are the theme. I don't know that we need Disney put into it. And for me, the Polynesian, the Contemporary, Beach Club, Yacht Club, Boardwalk, they all have these themes to them.
Mhm.
I don't know that we need to be putting Disney into it. And I understand, like in the Contemporary, you have the Incredibles, and it's pretty, it's not too showy. And same thing with the Polynesian now with Moana. In the rooms, it's not too showy. That's fine. But I'm also like, but do we need this? So now you have this big resort building as part of the resort, and it's very pretty and it looks great. And I know those views will be top notch,
Oh
and
yeah.
that will get me to look around there. But the hotel itself kind of seemed like, all right, I feel like looks like a really nice hotel that I would see on an island somewhere, which I know is kind of the point, but also like, I don't know. I think it was a little too sleek to me that it's not bringing those same vibes
Yeah.
looking at the videos and pictures right now. But
Right.
Frank?
Jen sent me a video of the bar. I told her it looked like a sandals. Disgraceful.
That's a good description.
Yeah. Speaking of, I do have to send it to Papa Dillo. I have to send those videos over because
Oh,
he was
why
already
do that to him?
we were watching. Although maybe we do that on Christmas and we record his reaction. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a better idea. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, but back to your trip. How many tangents have we had so
Uh-oh.
far? All right, so back to your trip. So you
Yes.
you stayed at Saratoga. How many days was this trip? Because to me, you guys always do it right with the number of days you're in Disney.
Actually,
We
this was pretty short. This partial
for
week.
us.
Yeah. For us, yeah. That's true.
Uh-huh.
We were there 5 full days,
Okay.
and then 2 travel days on either end. So,
Okay.
yeah, just because again, it was just right after Thanksgiving and so much
Yeah.
going on, and we're going again in January, so it was that sense of like, okay, let's just kind of see if we can keep this one, a little bit shorter for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was originally 3 days, and then I added a day, and then we added another day.
Sure.
She was like, "Well, can we add another? Can we fix this day? Because we were going to go to Jollywood on the day we arrived, and that was not going to be good." And so we
Yeah,
added another day, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You just
So
keep
it was
adding.
like, yeah,
That's what you do with Disney math to make it all make sense. But it's
yeah,
worth it. It'll be
it was
worth
worth it.
it.
It was worth it. No,
Yeah.
it was worth it. It was a really great trip. It was really a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
So did you do both parties?
no,
We did not.
Okay.
Not for lack of trying.
Okay.
I wanted to very badly. But the whole goal for sure was for me to see Jollywood because
Mhm.
we've done obviously Mickey's Very Merry several times in the past.
Yeah.
And last year, Lewis, we had a trip planned and we were going to do Jollywood last year. And our daughter had surgery. And so I ended up staying home and Lewis went by himself.
Mhm.
And so this was sort of my redemption trip to, that I for sure wanted to go to Jollywood.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad. If I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah. Yeah.
Do
I
it.
don't know if you want to start talking about that now
Tell me
or
everything.
oh, oh,
and what I like about it better than the other thing is it's a party. It
Mhm.
feels like a party with some shows, whereas Mickey's not so merry.
I know that Mickey's not so merry. You're not merry, Mickey.
The
Always
Very
love
Merry
that.
Party feels a lot like Not So Scary, which is more like an event.
Mm,
You've got
mhm.
parades and things. It's not a big thing like that. It's more of a cool thing.
Right.
Oh,
What
it's just so unique and it's different from anything else I've ever seen Disney do.
Yeah. Can you tell me like what to you gave it that like party vibe?
I think everybody goes into it really feeling like they're coming in for a party night. And so you have almost everybody dresses for it. So you
Mhm.
have the glam, you know, guys in Texas and top hats and girls in, 1930s, 1940s inspired glam,
Yeah.
dresses. And there's not a lot of kids.
Mhm.
It's really themed for adults. I mean, there are kids that are there, but
Yeah.
there's just not a lot.
Okay.
And and for me, Hollywood Studios is my favorite park. So going into my favorite park with this, the snow falling and the lights and
Mhm.
it being, I love that park at night,
Yeah.
especially is just my favorite. And so coming in, everybody was just super excited to be there. And you just have this sense of everybody's just there to have a good time,
Yeah.
just to party. And you're not queuing for parades or
Mhm.
for, like it's a different vibe. It's just a
Yeah.
very laid back, but there is a billion things to do. And one of the things that I love the most is that there's just characters are out
Mm.
everywhere and they're not
Mhm.
behind walls. Doctor Strange was walking down the street, the Grand Avenue, just
Yeah.
talking to people.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it's that kind of feel that you don't get at Disney World as much. That's kind of a Disneyland,
Yeah.
kind of vibe.
Mhm.
And so you kind of have that sense of just everybody there just to have fun.
Yeah.
And so obviously the wait times on the rides are really low because that's really not what people are there for. So, we rode Slinky Dog really early because we had not gotten to do that earlier in the day.
Mhm.
And but honestly, I think Slinky Dog was the only attraction that we rode,
Mm.
just because there was so much to do.
Yeah.
And I miss the streetmosphere actors so much, and for them
Mhm.
to be out again for this event and
Yeah.
just to have the interaction with the cast members in the way that you do with this event, they're excited and really they were all just so friendly and so excited to see, it was just this very big party vibe, and everybody's just taking pictures, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a different feel from any event that I've ever been to at Disney, and I loved every second of it. It was
Oh,
awesome.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And there's only one event that is a one-time thing. And that was the oh gosh, the prep and landing
Mm.
Jingle
fireworks.
bell, jingle bam.
Jingle
Oh,
bell, jingle bell, yeah. And they moved that from the end of the night to the middle of the night. And that
okay.
was the only time it seemed like there was a humongous crowd.
Mm.
We watched that and when we went back out, there was probably 8 to 10 showings of the Nightmare Before Christmas show,
Okay.
8 to 10 of the, maybe not 8, because it was a 5-hour party.
Yeah.
But they did it like the early hour when it got started. They did it at 12:30, so they actually had lots of that, so you could see that, and you didn't have a queue. Nobody stayed in line for long periods of time
Mm-hmm.
for much things. They had the Tip Top Club. It was like a little jazz club. It was outside.
The Tip Top Club
Nice.
was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
They had a jazz band and a singer, and you've probably seen clips of her on, from the party.
Mhm.
But the band is kind of, they have like a gray makeup. They're set up so that they're like ghosts,
Mhm.
doing from a party from that era. And then they had Streetmosphere actors that were in these just sequins, sparkly, just walking through, talking to people.
Mm.
But the thing that I loved about it too, they had a bar set up so you could get drinks and you could just sit, but they also had 2 ghost dancers that came out, and they would interact with the crowd. They would dance to some of the music. I think they sang maybe 5 or 6 numbers in a set. But they would come out, and like one of the situations they would try to get people to come up to the front and dance while they
Mhm.
were playing the music. And like, for example, we had this one couple that were so cute because they were all dressed up, and they were a young couple. I mean, probably in college,
Mhm.
and they were wanting them to come dance, but they didn't know how to dance. And so they were really shy.
Yeah.
So the 2 dancers like pulled them up and taught them how to dance, like how to do a little dance number
Oh,
together.
that's cute.
And so it was just the most precious thing. And even with me in the scooter, the guy, he came up and danced with me, and it was just fun. It was
Yeah.
just a really neat interactive, and you could tell everybody in the crowd was having a blast, and they were just, like I said, they were bringing us into the show. And
Mhm.
so it was my favorite thing, which Liz hates that I say that because he loves the Kermit and Miss Piggy show so much, and I did too. It was
Yeah.
awesome,
Mhm.
but the Tip Top Club I think was my favorite thing. Yeah,
Well, that sounds awesome. Yeah.
yeah. And so
Lewis, the Muppets for you though.
You get to see live Muppets. You can't beat that,
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
I mean, I know it's recorded. I don't know. But
No.
seriously, you got that feel.
Yes.
You were watching a live show. That was the only time they were gonna do it. Of course, they were gonna do it again. But,
Yeah.
and that's
and you had
that's
Tiana
into the illusion,
and
right?
Belle, and
Yeah.
Right. What's happening?
Sorry, I was telling Frank that he was trying to talk and we couldn't hear him.
Oh no.
What did I do? I don't remember what I did.
No, it was a fun show.
Yeah.
It was really good. And I did something that I've never done for any Disney event. I bought a retro dress to wear,
Oh, cool.
and so I actually like dressed a little bit for it. I'm not glam, so I didn't do glam, but I did do retro, and it was
I
just
beg to
fun.
differ.
Oh no, I'm not. The women in sequins and the big fur
Yeah.
coats and all the things. Yeah, it was so cool.
Wow.
But no. But so it was just a great night.
It
I
was
loved
also cold.
Yeah.
That's the
But
only
yeah,
bad
like
thing.
sweatpants on underneath the dress.
I was literally, I
Yeah.
was expecting 60-degree,
Yeah.
59, 60-degree Florida weather, not 30, 40-degree Florida weather for it. And it was, so I had like tights on and underneath, and 3 shirts and underneath the dress. So yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't the most comfortable night, but it was still an amazing party. And so it was really, and I loved the Nightmare show. We're huge Nightmare Before Christmas fans. That's our Halloween night movie, and it kind of kicks us into the holiday season. And to see that Jack puppet on a stage in a theater as opposed to in front of the castle, it just looked even so much bigger than it does on Halloween night at for Not So Scary. And so I enjoyed that. It was a fun sing along because, like I said, we know all the songs and we enjoy it. So I like that show too.
I still completely think it should go in a Halloween party, some sort of Horrorwood Nights or something, because it's not the most jolly show. It's very artsy, which is interesting to me. But it's really good, but it's very artsy kind of. You've got to think about what they're doing, and they're moving around. There's no talking by anybody except from Jack.
Yeah.
Which, that I don't love that. I don't need artsy from Nightmare Before Christmas. I kind of wanted a sillier atmosphere or something, but
it does lean more nightmare than Christmas, which I thought was interesting since it's for a Christmas event. But but it still was. I thought anytime you get me in front of a stage with the actors and it's interactive and it's I love it. So
honestly, I'd kind of expected it to be the same kind of deal as the Frozen show, with people telling the story and being scared by the people or something.
All right.
I really love the Frozen show. I did not see it this year for the Christmas version. And
we ran out of time.
Show.
Yeah.
And we did Muppets several times because we didn't know if it was going to be our last time. So
I get it. I'm surprised you didn't just sit in there all night.
And so, well, we did get to do something else that was incredible. And Lewis was so mad at me for this, but I was determined I was going to do this. I had a few things that I said I'm doing tonight, and this is what we're doing, because he doesn't like to waste this kind of time. But they had a special camera in the old studio shop that's right outside of Muppets. I don't know if you remember there was a gift shop when you come out of the Muppets.
Come on, I think all of us remember the gift shop outside of the Muppets.
It was just my favorite shop. I loved it so much. I miss it so much. I've wanted it to be back. And so they had a special camera set up that was like a video camera. It was a 360 kind of, and you could choose two different, and it was part of the party. You didn't have to pay extra for it or anything, but you could either do like a slow-mo where you were dancing, or you could do a silly video that Fozzie the bear pops up in.
Yeah.
And I had seen it because it has the set is the Muppet Christmas Carol, which is our Christmas Eve movie that we've watched every year since our daughter was little. And I just really wanted to see that set, but I wanted to be in that shop again.
Yeah.
And so it did take us, we probably had to wait 30 minutes, maybe 40. In line to do the photo.
Lewis is like 48 and a half minutes.
And he had to maybe dance a little bit in the photo because it's a movie, like you have to do something. And so he was very embarrassed, but I was determined. But what made the night was we got to really see that building again, because it's still set up. You could still see all the hotel room doors around the top, and the check-in desk with all the props behind, and that's all there still. So we got to spend some time in that building, and it was, to me, worth it.
That actually made me kind of mad. That experience, realizing that shop has not been torn down or emptied out or something, that is just sitting there empty with shelves and the desks and all of it. And they could open that up in a heartbeat and do something. We're in tours. I mean, they could just let you walk through the freaking thing.
Yeah.
And it would be cool. I'm going to get all mad here now, but
do it.
Especially
we would call it the Muppets Launch Bay.
Well, and the thing that made me really sad, I was talking to the cast member while we were, starting off the line, because he was showing us things, and building. And he was like, yeah, that he said, from what we understand, the plan is just to level this building completely. And I was just like,
Uh-huh.
killing me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was fun. I mean, like I said, for me, it was worth the time just to be able to be in that building one more time
Yeah.
before it's gone. So yeah.
How's
I don't
that
know. I'd
video
rather
go?
not level it than just leave it sitting there like that.
I have the video. Lewis will probably never let me post it.
No, post it. It's
Okay.
Oh, you
Yeah.
heard
Tag
that.
it
That's
on,
the
I don't
official.
I'll-
There you
I'll
go.
post
All right,
it.
good.
Very embarrassing because we're acting very silly. And
I
you'll
was like,
see,
do something
literally,
stupid.
I put at this point a sweater on top of the dress because it was so cold. But it was just still fun to do.
I was like, if
It's
that
a
has already
benefit.
been up and I missed it, I'm gonna need to go scrolling back, but I don't think I've seen it. Oh my goodness, I love it. Did we eat any yummy food at Jollywood?
I'm trying to think what all we did. We did, I got the Gertie cookie
Okay.
because I love Gertie. And so I had to do that. So I
So
did
you bit
that
its head off.
really early.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
just did,
So then
What'd
you
you
bit its head off, and
Oh,
and I did eat it. Yeah.
no judgment.
We were planning on going to, because they have a jazz kind of music thing going on in the Brown Derby, which is one of
Mhm.
my favorite restaurants. But honestly, we just had so much else we wanted to do that ended up not making the cut.
Yeah.
And so we didn't actually take time to like make a reservation and eat somewhere. We just did our, just kind of like we just got I got hot chocolate and we just got little snacky things and we just
Yeah.
kind of did that for
we
the
went to
night.
we went to the commissary. It
Yeah,
was open,
we
and
ate.
it had a special menu as well.
Mhm.
It just didn't have live entertainment, and
And it was okay. I mean, it was just, to me, it was just more snacky type food as opposed to
Yeah.
like having a nice meal there. So yeah.
Okay.
well, that's what the Hollywood Brown Derby had last year. It was
Mhm.
like a tapas menu,
Mm.
and it was okay.
Yeah.
It's better than being cold last year because it was actually colder last year than it was this year.
Because I spent a lot of time at the Tip Top Club. And then, like I said, we waited a long time in that line. And then I wanted to see, I went through to see some of the meet and greets, which we don't normally do, but I wanted to see Scrooge and I wanted to see Doctor Strange and I wanted, kind of, so we spent a little more time doing those kinds of things. And then we
Yeah.
did, and then I ended up leaving actually just a little bit before midnight, and Lou stayed and watched the ice skating show. But I was just sort of, by midnight, I had kind of reached my limit for
Yeah.
what my energy level could handle. And so we had big plans the next day with Jeffers and his wife
Mhm.
and with Rob. And so
Yeah.
I needed to get back because I knew it was going to be hard to get back on the buses when it's over. So
Yeah. For sure.
So I a couple of things, because the timing seems like a thing. I know that since you're APs, it doesn't. If you're there in the park earlier in the day, you can get there whenever. But how early can you get in? I think it's like 6:30. You can get in for Jollywood, right? Somewhere in there. If you're just going to the event. So I
It-
feel like 6.5 hours is not a lot of time compared to, say, the 8 you could do at Not So Scary.
the difference is too that nothing starts until 7.
Mhm.
Because the party doesn't start until 7. So really none of the party things can be done, the meet and greets or any of those things, until 7:00.
Yeah.
And so we did do the park. We did go that morning to the park and had a few lightning lanes and did some things because I did want to do, because I like to do Rise, that kind of stuff. So we did some of that in the morning, and then I went back to the room to change, and then came back. I think you can start getting your wristbands around 4:30,
Oh, okay.
maybe. I don't know if I actually didn't check about the time that anybody could come in because we're annual pass holders. So I just came on in and got my band inside.
Right.
But it did feel, and I mentioned that to Lou, that I said that I wish we had had more time because there were more things I would have liked to have done the Brown Derby. I would have liked to have, and you really do have to kind of pick and choose what you're going to do because you really can't do it all. There's just no way to see everything and to be able to do everything. But I do feel like like I said, if I had stayed, the only show that I didn't see was the ice skating one. I saw part of one show, but if I had stayed, because they were running it at 12:30, I could have stayed another hour and done it. I just knew that I personally couldn't.
Yeah.
But he did and had fun. And so yeah, but it does feel short to me, but he doesn't feel like it felt short.
Well, I think it's a little bit of the number of people that are in these parties, like, because Mickey's Not So Scary is cheaper than Jollywood. I think that even the Very Merry Party is a little bit cheaper. But if you look at like the extended hours, the extra hours events that are 3 hours long, and you can get in 2 hours earlier than that, right? They're even more expensive. So it's about the number of people. And the part, like I said, other than that one point in time, never felt busy. Whereas Not So Scary, I always feel like it's busy.
Yeah.
And there's waits for the big stuff.
Right.
No, yeah, it's curious. And I mean, yeah, just in terms of, right, I maybe it's just because I'm a Halloween guy that when going to the Magic Kingdom, I'm like, I'm just hitting the rides. Less waits on rides. I just want to go on the rides. But what you're describing, and especially I think not that it wasn't good last year. It had the rough start and then vastly improved right away. But it feels like it's really becoming something. I feel like I feel torn of like, well, I don't think I would do rides. I think I would be seeing shows and seeing this entertainment rather than. And I was like, oh, that's weird. But at the same time, like I want the balance. But once you take away Muppet Vision, I'm getting back a half an hour of my life. It's fine, I guess.
Well, I don't think that, because like I said, we did Slinky really early in the evening, really kind of before the party stuff started, because right there at this changeover, when they're getting everybody out at 6, there was that little, oh wait, Slinky is 30 minutes, so it was, so we did that first. But honestly, I wouldn't have wanted to take any time from the party to have ridden anything. And again, we go a lot, so I know that changes that a little bit, but the night was so much fun without any attractions. It was just just the things to do. And I thought it was interesting because I follow, and I think you guys too, the Mouselets were talking about, they had gone to the very first night of Jollywood last year and hated it. They went to the first night of Jollywood this year and they were not going to go because they didn't like it last year, but I guess somebody had gifted them the tickets to go for, as an influencer kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they loved it so much. They went back the next week they brought their family. So that's how, for whatever changed from last year to this year has apparently been pretty big. And, but I mean, Lewis loved it last year. He didn't understand why people were struggling with it last year. He really enjoyed it. So.
Yeah. I just thought they did a bad job on the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't know.
Yeah.
Does Galaxy's Edge need a Life Day element eventually on this? Or
yes,
for sure. Because
I mean, it was all the time
there. Oh, we did do. That's the other thing we did. I'm so sorry. This is how crazy it is. We went to Oga's before the party started.
Okay,
and that's where we had dinner because now they have food options.
Right. Oh yeah.
Did you get the booth? Did you
got the
table?
booth? We got the booth.
Nice.
And we were able to sit. They have like a cheese bread that's a little spicy, but it's incredibly good. And then they have like a flatbread pizza.
Oh, nice.
Was really good. And
I was actually happy to go to Oga's this time. Yeah. You can sit and you have food.
Right?
I enjoyed it.
Whole other experience instead of being squished at the bar area.
Just standing there, it hurts. I mean, I could stand 10, 15 minutes in one place and then it hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Oga's, so I'll go anytime. But yeah.
Now we've been joking over the last couple of weeks about that there's going to be a meetup in November. But Jen, here, I mean, because there's part of me that's like, maybe it should be in December. But then you talk about how cold it is, and Jen's going to be out. She's out. She's out when it's that cold.
I think
Lewis is busy in November.
Unseasonably cold, though. I think it was a fluky cold.
Is it a flu cold or is it the new cold in Florida during this time of year? I don't know. It's gonna.
We talked to a lot of people on a lot of buses about it because it was there's something about because it was a lot of people like from up north that is used to cold, but they're like, this is a different kind of
It is,
cold.
and that's my problem.
Of
I'm
the
here all year.
humidity.
Winter, it's cold, but Florida cold is just different. Yeah.
And so I've been trying to explain that to our kids all week, and they're laughing at me because we were, of course, at Dollywood where it was freezing cold, but it still wasn't. I was like, this is not as cold as it was in Florida. And they're like, oh, they don't understand. And I'm like, no, it's different.
We were at Dollywood over the weekend, and it was in the fort. It was 50-ish.
Yeah.
When we were at the end of the night, I was not cold.
Yeah.
But
right.
somehow when I was down there, I was wrapped up.
Yeah. And it's weird, even thinking about living down there, and maybe part of it was being in my 20s, that I never felt like it was that cold. Even when Floridians were in big jackets, I was in like a hoodie. But also, that was probably one being younger, and two, just like the slow transition. Like I was living down there, so I was there every day in all the weather, so that maybe then there is an easier transition into it. I don't know. I mean, I think if we did something like this, I just have to prepare better than I was prepared in the dreaded January 2022 when I froze. So I need to buy those warmer packs and all that.
It was. But I was layered. I actually had a blanket. Like it's and I'm always hot.
Yeah.
But it was cold.
Yeah.
I mean, based on Lewis's schedule, I think November would be November 7 through 10 at this point or something.
Could probably do that. 7
Lewis,
through 10. Well, we're expanding, are we?
No, I'm just I don't know which end of that it would be. As long as there were two parties somewhere in there, that would be the.
Yeah, Lewis, you have a lot of conferences in 2025.
I kind of do.
You're very busy. You're very important. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, Jeffers has already booked his trip. You see, you say dates, and Jeffers books it. So
it's like ready.
Good. So for the rest of your trip, what were your favorite holiday-related things that you did?
Well, Magic Kingdom is fun. I honestly, I love the decorations at Hollywood Studios so much that I always kind of go into Magic Kingdom going, oh, okay. But I love the Jingle Cruise, and we were able to do that, and we ate at Skipper Canteen, which is one of, I mean, it's I think pretty much my favorite restaurant at Magic Kingdom, and so we were able to do that, and there
was a party every stinking day at the Magic Kingdom park.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go take some pictures and see it at night. And by the time it got night, they were like, get out. You go this way. I'll go that way.
Yeah.
They were pretty, because it was funny because I was literally, they kept wanting to see my band when we were at Magic Kingdom that day because there was a party that night. And I was like, I'm not trying to get, I'm trying to get out. Like, I don't know how to, I can't figure out how to get out of the park.
Yeah.
But we were able to do Tiana's a few times. And so that was fun. And so Magic Kingdom is good. I really feel like Christmas for Magic Kingdom now is the party. I feel like I used to feel more Christmas at Magic Kingdom just on a regular day, but now it's
but they don't have everything's themed, so they don't break that theme.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't have Christmas in the Frontier and there's no Christmas in Future, so that's going away.
They really made
Fantasyland Christmas because
Main Street is pretty much it, so
yeah.
And while we're on the subject, and they don't think they did it last year anyway, because I was about to make they should have a holiday overlay at Tron, but they never brought that original Christmas song back to Cosmic Rewind. I just realized.
Oh,
universally hated.
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't actually get the real Christmas music put in there.
Run Run Rudolph would be a fun, just do something like that. But
Run Run Rocket was not it.
But Run Run Rocket was no.
Yeah. Interesting.
So,
and you went to Epcot as well?
Epcot. I love Epcot at Christmas because I love the stories. And so we spent a lot of time at Epcot. We did all of we like to go around the World Showcase and do La Befana in Italy is my favorite. If anybody's going, you have to see La Befana. She's awesome. Again, for me, when you have the cast members that are interacting and that are telling stories and that are on a stage and to me, that's just spectacular. And so to see Father Christmas in England and Père Noël in France, and just to kind of go around, and they have the festival food, so you can pick up things to eat and do. And so I love it. You have the story of Hanukkah, and then we ended up. I was slightly disappointed. My heart was that I wanted to see Chrissy Metz, and because I'm a big I'm a big fan of hers, and I really wanted to see her in the Candlelight Processional. And the Candlelight Processional is just one of our favorite things at Christmas. We love it, and it's just such a great production. And but we could not get a dining reservation. And if you can't get a dining reservation, the queue starts so many hours before the production. It's just so we decided to go ahead. We did get for Nick. Was it Nico Santos was the narrator from Superstore and Crazy Rich Asians. He was doing Sunday night's show, so we went to. I'm sorry, my brain just went blank on the Spice Road Table for dinner, and had tickets to see him. And then we were going to go back on Thursday night to see if we could do like the Regal Eagle and get there really early and get tickets to go see Chrissy Metz, because we couldn't there were just no dining reservations at all. And but then we ended up changing our plans because we, as usual, decided we wanted to try to do some other things at night. And Animal Kingdom had a late night that night, and so we talked ourselves into not doing that. So I didn't get to see Chrissy Metz, but Nico Santos was really good, and the production was, the singers are beautiful, and it's just wonderful. And
so we actually did the Animal Kingdom on Wednesday. I cannot even remember what we did on Thursday. Because they had the extra magic hours for staying at the deluxe resort. And it was the Animal Kingdom this time, which was spectacular.
Yeah.
Because other than cast members not even knowing the protocol, I was accosted for not having a wristband, and this cast member held me and wouldn't let me go back into Africa for like 10 minutes as she called around and found out there are no wristbands. I was like, well, there are other parties you need a wristband. I'm like, okay.
I didn't make
the rule. Just check your thing at the gate when you try to get in, because they don't kick people out of these parks very quickly, except when it's a party.
Right. They don't kick people out of the Animal Kingdom. They need as many people as they can get, because everyone's at the other parks.
I will have to say,
there's some truth to that.
I like Animal Kingdom's Christmas almost better than Magic Kingdom's, because like I said, really Magic Kingdom, it's just Main Street that you feel Christmassy, where Animal Kingdom has a lot of really unique things. They have the menagerie at the front with the puppets. Again, you have them come up to you, and you can pet them, and the puppeteers talk to you, and there's musicians. And I love it's that streetmosphere, feeling of just these characters that are talking to you and walking around. And so you get that. And then the decorations at Animal Kingdom are so unique because they fit the theming of Animal Kingdom so well. And so they're all of these unique wreaths made from bottle caps and spare bike parts and things. The lights are so pretty. And so it's just, I love Animal Kingdom at Christmas. And so you have those little touches that I think make it extra special. And to me, it's just such a relaxing park.
Yeah.
So I love just wandering it. So I think it needs a little more. Yeah.
Right now, the only place you don't have it is Asia.
Yeah.
You get the Diwali lamps, part of Asia. And then Africa has Christmas decorations. Pandora has not enough.
A little bit.
That area still doesn't feel to me like I'm an outpost with a bunch of people working, trying to do whatever they're doing with it.
Right.
You'd think that would be like the music would be American rock and roll, maybe even other countries rock and roll, but it would be not this kind of Pandora, orchestra stuff. Because I'm pretty sure the people there would hijack the place and change it. You've seen what they do. They're not good.
The luminescent paint, though, it's so neat to see Pandora at night anyway, even when it's not decorated for Christmas. So it's a beautiful, and you don't get to see that area at night very much anymore. There's just not that many night things at Animal Kingdom anymore. And so you don't get to see it. So, yeah.
And Dinosaur, of course, is a fake area that's so they can decorate it pretty well. It'd be interesting to see what they do in the future. If they'll allow that area to be decorated to.
I don't know if you saw Jeffers or Lewis's pictures of the dinosaur. They put the lights on him and had the Santa's hat, and so it's cute. I mean, it's just, to me, it feels like they put more effort into the Christmas there, and so we enjoyed it. So we didn't get to do Nomad, so we didn't. We ate at Satui Canteen that night. And did that, so
nice.
Which is the best quick service food, hands down.
I ate there with Justin and Landon, I think, a couple years ago. It is good, I will say. So and again, I think anyone who wants to debate and say that Animal Kingdom has the best food, I think they have worthy arguments. There's a lot of good places to eat there, so it's fair. It's fair, especially as I find is personal find that the quality of Epcot food has decreased over the years compared to
I feel like it has too, and I wish that they would do something about Magic Kingdom. I feel like it has the worst.
They bring, I think they deliver the food into the utilidors, and there's something that there's like an energy that takes over the food and reduces it somehow. I don't know. It's a special thing about Magic Kingdom food that I don't quite understand, which is why cheeseburgers and hot dogs were always the answer there. Always.
It's the way to go.
Yeah.
But that's not always the answer. Not the thing. I really like that. When I go to any other theme park, and I'm not going to be there more than a day, I really want theme park food.
Yeah.
I can get good food outside of. You can't get good theme park food outside of a theme park, unless you go to a state fair, right? Then then they double down on the good. They'll fry anything right.
That cosmic rays and them knocking those fries off of that first not so scary party. I can't walk in there for a while.
You're done now.
There are people that have not worked food service here. on a New Year's Eve night, when there's like 1,000 people in line, 3 of you, because they had no idea there were going to be people with that night.
Well, don't knock the French fries on the floor, though.
But I don't understand why that bothered you. They didn't pick the French fries up off the floor and put them in a cup. They were just on the floor.
It was the way they were doing it. They were just.
Well, you guys have to know, like for us, when we first started going, and we started going around 2001, and even like the chicken tenders and fries were amazing. Like it wasn't, even their quick service restaurants were better than, like if you got a burger at a quick service, it was like a burger you would get at a restaurant in the real world.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now everything tastes like fast food.
Yeah.
Like there's not any more of that really special. Like, I don't know.
I need the Magic Kingdom needs to have at least bowling alley level food. Like
come on now.
Bowling alley. I love bowling alley food.
Have we not considered perhaps this is because we aged and now we have access to better food? Like when you were 20, well, not 20 years ago, 20, but 20 years ago, we weren't eating as well as we do now, right? They don't have the. Of course, y'all living in New York, you have like anything you want and good everywhere.
Lewis, there's nothing better than bowling alley French fries. The grease, it's weeks old. Come on.
And those pictures when you're sitting there, like, no, I'm not eating anything. Oh, that looks good. What should we just get that? Still,
See,
yeah.
which is why Which is why I told Jeffers when we were there, I said, I love it when we go with you guys because I get to go places I never get to go. And like we went to El Encompass for lunch with Jeffers and Theme Park Rob and their spouses, and it was so good. And I don't think I even really had ever heard that much about El Encompass before. So
Yeah.
it's like this little hidden gem of a restaurant,
Yeah.
and we had never gone, so it was exciting.
Yeah.
It was good, but it still isn't the food that I had with, was it Kona that we went to?
Oh yeah, the
Kona,
Pot noodles. I still want the pot noodles.
You still dream.
It's the
Do you
best
have-
thing I've had in a long time.
You're going back in January. You gotta make a Kona reservation.
Yeah, I've got to get our reservations going for January. I haven't even made. This is how crazy our life has been the last few months. I'm
mean,
behind.
That's what we do. So the only person you're making crazy right now is Jeffers, who's listening to going, you're going next month and you have no reservations? What do
No
you mean?
reservations. We don't even have a plan. I don't think we even know what day we're going to which parks at this point. We've got to sit down and
Who makes
talk about it.
reservations? There's good places.
I do. Like
Hang out. Reservations are a problem. We should argue about this someday, but
I'll
if
do
you
it.
have a reservation, you have to be in a place at a certain time.
Mhm.
And it kills us a lot. Right?
no, it kills
We
you a
get-
lot.
We're gonna do a whole episode on that because that's
Do we do this or do we do that? Well, we have to go every year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, but there's a cupcake. We're gonna pass the place with a cupcake. We can't get the cupcake until we'll come back to the cupcake. We never come back to the cupcake.
Yeah.
Sounds personal, Lewis.
I started to say he's not going to be really happy with me because I really want to go to the cake shop. So that is high on my list of January activities.
The cake shop. That's I'm interested in going there, but
it's that time of year when I got to call the 407 WDW Dine line.
Calling Disney Dining. Happy holidays, and thank you for calling Disney Dining. We're glad you called. Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality and training purposes. You can read our privacy notices and...
Now listen, somebody used to just pick up the phone when I called. It was...
From the hotel an hour before you wanted to be somewhere.
Oh, I remember those days.
Yes. That I will agree with. That has gone down, but it's just, I understand it.
Jeffers is suggesting the cake shop as part of the meetup, $95 afternoon tea prior to Jollywood.
Please don't tell Lewis the prices before I.
Did they bring back the Grand Floridian tea yet?
No, not yet, because I was wanting to take the girls when we were there last and when we were there in September, and they were not back. It wasn't back yet. It might be now. I haven't looked now, but it wasn't in September. So
yeah, interesting.
Because that used to be something that my daughter and I loved to do.
That was cute.
All right. So what you're both saying is we should have to do Jollywood Nights next year. Is that what?
Yeah.
Do we glam up? Do we all glam up?
I think we need to glam up. And I think Frank, all I kept thinking the whole night when I was doing stuff was that Frank would love this. Like I just kept thinking in my head, like Frank would really love this because I know you have a special affinity for the Streetmosphere and the people who work so hard to make it so special. And that's really what you get that night. Is just this. It was really good.
He already has the fedora, so he's ready. He's halfway to glam.
I was so mad at Lewis for not having his fedora on, but I couldn't get him to. He was just in a t-shirt and shorts, or jeans, but
a tuxedo t-shirt.
I couldn't get just a plain.
Oh,
which one were you wearing? I don't even know.
That's going to be required at the meetup if we do this. Tuxedo t-shirt for you.
Now next month, where are you staying at Saratoga again?
No, actually, we're at. Are we at Kidani or are we at Jumbo?
Yes, Kidani.
We're at Kidani. We're at Kidani.
Awesome.
I knew we were at Animal Kingdom. I wasn't sure which section. So
I would like to share. This will be my outfit for Jollywood Nights.
Okay.
Yeah. That's perfect.
You like Santa in disguise? Let you dress like that?
Well, I'm starting it here. And
There.
just,
Just grow it out a little
Grow out
bit.
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
If you do, well, that would be maybe too long for your day-to-day job for you to keep that. But I was going to say, if you do the Renaissance Festival, you grow out the beard and then you keep it going until December. But maybe in your day-to-day work, that might not be okay.
I mean, I did it once before. I mean, I don't particularly like how my beard grows that long, but like this is like you got to go have somebody take care of it every couple of weeks.
That's
like
like
fancy
Dave
beard.
Letterman's new beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll put November 7th through 10th on the table, right? Are we putting it on the table, Jen, as a
I
possible?
think
mean,
Jeffers
it'll be
already has
On the
reservations.
table.
Yeah, Jeffers already booked his room. We can put it on the table. That's all I'll say.
You're not going to want to put December weekend on the table because you don't want to be cold.
I mean, first of all, I could be cold in November. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm just going to bring some hand warmers and feet warmers and gloves and hats and a winter coat and my Ugg boots, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be the only person wearing Uggs.
I think it'll be fun to be there in November of 2025, Jen, is what I'm saying.
It's very hit and miss. It was 80 today, so it's not like it's always cold. It's
Did you
just
say 60s, Lewis?
No, 80. You said 80 today. 60s today?
76 today. Tomorrow's rainy and 79, 79.
But yeah.
You just never know. But yeah, even like I said, even the cast members were saying this is crazy. Like it's never this cold this fast. Yeah. See, Jeffers is ready for it. We've got it.
He's booking the entire trip for everyone. He already has dining reservations. We're all set.
Well, and we've got Hoopty Doo at Christmas. I understand is a thing. We've never done.
I have again. I mentioned that that YouTube show that the kids were watching had me. Oh, Lewis is
Ready. Go.
ready. Let's go. Had me all intrigued for Fort Wilderness at the holidays.
Well, now we're fancying it up.
Yeah, I like it.
Now our budget's just gone up 700,000%.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it always starts. We're like, we're just gonna do these two things.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we
All the
can
different-
still go to Fort Wilderness and not go to Hoopty Doo, but just check out the lights and the decorations and
And
walk
just see it.
around.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe
do
too
that.
early in November.
For Hoopty Doo?
I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
know.
know. For Fort Wilderness. I mean.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. We
I
find
feel like
out.
we're a little bit closer, and Dr. J can get mad at us because she has a December trip booked, but we're still in her 11-month window for November. So
Oh,
She,
she's yelling at us right now.
I know.
listening to this. Yes.
Yeah,
That's how it-
I'd
that's
like
how
to
it
see us all
goes.
together. I think it would be a fun night at Jollywood to all together.
It'd be cute.
So yeah,
December's a
that's
good
it.
time, though. I'm just saying.
Lewis, don't make us. This is what happens. You plant a different seed, and then we become wishy-washy for
We
until
can't
March.
decide.
Yeah, I know. Just kidding.
Don't mess it up.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Right? It
Yeah,
would
that
be if what Lewis is saying. This is what I would say. Right? It'd be November like 7 through 10 in there, or probably that 6, 7, 8, 9 of December. Jeffers, over to you. In the chat.
And then we did mention New York. Is that just off the table? I mean, what would people rather do? Shouldn't we put that poll up?
I mean, we could put the poll up. But I thought I was gonna get to Jollywood this year, and it didn't happen. So
Right,
now
so now you have time for next year.
no, I thought in September I was like, I'm gonna get to Jollywood for a day this year. I'm turning 50. I'm gonna buy a birthday gift for myself. Didn't happen.
No, see.
So now
Yeah.
I got to go to Jollywood next year. And Mrs. Dillo's like, when's your meetup? Like, I have to listen.
Sure.
If she's giving me a reason to go, I gotta go.
Right.
If she's
You gotta
like,
take
"It's
that.
okay," Yeah.
You got to take that.
I gotta
Take
yes
that and
and
run.
yeah.
See, I tried with Mrs. Jeffers. I'm saying, and Tracy, I'm like, we've got to get the spouses involved in the meetups too.
Mhm.
So
Mrs.
do we
Dillo's
need
not coming.
Mrs. Dillo to
It's
come?
still, Mrs. Dillo should totally come.
We gotta get Mom and Papa Dillo. That's really
Mom
the
and Papa
hook.
Dillo is the next goal for sure.
That's on the list.
Yeah.
I started planting that seed too.
We have a lot of lists going.
Oh, I have a lot of things because I also need to get, I want jelly rolls suggestions because I'm panicked. I mean, I know you guys have said that you think we're good.
We don't know
But
anymore.
my plan was that I want to go in January because I don't want to never have been because I lost the Adventurers Club and will never, ever forgive myself for that. And so, I need help to plan. How do we plan jelly rolls in January too? So
yeah, for sure.
you'll have to
Definitely
help
do
me
that.
See, I ascribe to the better to have never loved than to. You don't know what you're missing. If you hadn't had chocolate, you wouldn't know what's. I don't know what. I don't know the Adventure Club. Whatever.
See, I heard about it though. The cast member told us about the Adventurers Club as we were leaving. We didn't know about it because, like I said, we never leave the parks, and so this was really early. And literally, it closed before our next visit. So that was how close I was to being able to actually see the Adventurers Club, which I think I would have loved. So,
and then you would have lost, and you all these years you'd be one of those people going, "I wish I was come back."
I still do wish it came back.
I kind of wish I'd seen it, but I haven't seen it, so I don't really know what I'm missing. So who cares?
What are still on your list to watch for Christmas episodes? What do you got to hit still?
A lot. We're behind.
I think I still have like 300. There's 386 things on my list.
Oh my god!
No,
we're way behind.
We don't watch a lot together. Friends, of course.
We've
like that.
We've done. Let's see. I think we're on. The last one we saw for Friends was a really early one, so we're really behind on Friends too because we usually watch those really fast, and so we're a little bit behind on that. And then we do Modern Family together. There's some we do together, and then there's a lot he watches without me because I don't have that kind of time to watch 300 and something episodes.
Have you added Ted Lasso to the list?
Ted Lasso is on my list.
Okay.
But I don't know if he'll watch it with me or not. He did last year. He watched it with me last year.
Is Schitt's Creek on your list?
My list, not his.
Okay.
It's on my list. I've got it on my list. I don't.
Yeah, but will you watch it with me?
If you say watch it, well, you can watch it.
Never know.
I don't mind. She doesn't. She likes the new stuff. She doesn't want to get behind.
Right.
And get spoiled on
things. She's got Hallmark movies to watch.
Because he doesn't watch those with me.
Right.
So
yeah, I just turned it off.
Lewis, come on.
It's time, Lewis.
Take our recommendations.
The dark side.
This is a nostalgic time of year, and I want the nostalgia. Every year I watch
in the Hallmark movies.
Like it's still on.
Yeah, but also Jen gave me new movies to watch that I need to watch this year. See, I want to watch Serendipity. And I want to watch what was the other? I don't know that I can live through Love Actually again right now. I'm still emotionally spent from Love Actually. Emma Thompson in that movie, just like it's so good.
So good.
Oh, The Holiday, the other one that you hadn't watched last year. I want to watch The Holiday again.
Okay.
Well, we should wrap it up here. Until next time, she's Jen and I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces. The Dillo's Diz podcast is hosted by Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo-Snyder. Music produced by Matt Harvey. Logos and video production courtesy of Snidillo Studios. Dillo's Diz Resort is our Patreon with tiers starting as low as $1 per month. You can visit dillosdizresort.com to learn more. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X Twitter, and Facebook at Dillo's Diz. Check us out on YouTube by visiting youtube.com/DillosDiz. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. We also have merch available on TeePublic and Etsy. For all this and more, visit our one-stop shop, dillosdiz.com. Dillo's Diz Podcast 2024.